You talk about some of the technology things. So obviously your typical technology requirements, recording, being able to see, being able to hear clearly, right? Those type of things are normal. I don't think that's any stretch of the imagination. But the other three that really kind of stood out to me within the bill: geolocation, credential analysis, and identity proofing. Wow. Tall order for the to charge the Secretary of State with finding those solution providers that can handle the capability. I'm going to guess that you guys had some type of roundtable or some type of internal discussion where you thought it was possible. So what's that technology conversation like internally?
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. You can get into the weeds on these things pretty quickly when you're going into information technology. And I'll be first to say I'm not an expert on that subject, but we all know that cybersecurity is really important. You have things like deep fakes out there, internet that can be, kind of concerning, but, in cyber attacks. We had conversations with Secretary of State's office and, the IT department, and they felt like there's ways to do this. There's technology that can be, used by the notaries, and there's also other procedures, using an ID to identify a person, and then recording the meetings and having a journal and things like that. And the bill even says that if there's a suspicion of a cyber attack or some form of impropriety, then at that time the notary's required to, the RON would be required to notify authorities of that. But honestly, I think it's rare, but fraud could happen in person too, in some cases. But I feel confident that with today's technology, that we're at a place where we can start to do this, and again, the legislation does have some limits on, what's allowable, like you can't do, wills and certain trusts and things like that. But the other thing too I'd point out is it's consumer choice, right? I mean, if a person feels pretty confident that they'd rather do this totally in person and not remotely, then you certainly have that option as well.